back into the blessing that Esau received. Right? This is Genesis 27 and verse in verse 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother Jacob. All right? So by thy sword shalt thou live. So that's that's saying that Esau lives by the sword. Right? When you look at America, they put the mass majority of their money into their military, man. It's always been like that. Okay? Why? Because they're focused on the sword. They're focused on war. That's how Esau lives. That's how Esau rules. Okay? That's how he got everything that he has. It's by the sword. All right? Let me read that again. It says, And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, man. So there you go, man. That's clear cut, man. That's clear cut. And that's going into the time when we were in when the Edomites were in captivity under King David, man. All right? They were able to break the yoke eventually, man, and come up into power. So, hold up. So the fact that the so-called white man is Esau cannot be refuted, man. All right? But the thing is this. Let's get a 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. No, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, Slakia. Because Esau was supposed to be ruling at the end of the earth, man. The end of time, man. You see? And we know clearly that this has to be the end days, right? This is 2nd Ezra 6 and verse 9. And it reads, no, matter of fact, I'm gonna start from verse 7, and it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? All right. So in other words, he's trying to say, when will this world pass away and the children of Israel be ruling again? And that's the same thing that the disciples asked the Lord. Right? They said, will thou at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? Because that's what the Israelites have been waiting for, man. For the kingdom to be restored back unto them, man. All right? And that's what the kingdom of heaven is based upon. It's based upon the rulership of the Israelites. Okay? You had a glimpse of that during the reign of King Solomon, right? You had that 40 years of peace. But that's going to be eternity. You see? When the Lord comes back, that's going to be eternity for our people. All right? And that's what they've been waiting for. This is 2nd Ezra 6 and let's start at verse 8. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, all right, which represents Jacob pulling Esau out of power. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. Which shows you that Esau, the Edomites, would be ruling at the end of the world, okay? Which means before the kingdom of heaven is established, man. So there's no way, all right, that you can be saying that Esau could be another people than the so-called white man. All right, there's no way on the earth. Okay, there's no way, because that means you're saying that another nation has to come into power and be more wicked than this nation and this kingdom, right? Which, how can this kingdom get any more wicked at this point, right? And they have to come into power. Then the Israelites have to go into another captivity on ships, right? And then that's when the beginning of the end will start. Absolutely not, man. All right? The end is now, man. The Edomites are in rulership now, man. The Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys, those are all Edomites, man. And they run the earth right now. They run the banking system. You see what I'm saying? You know you're Israelite? You know that? You heard that before? Where you heard that from? Somewhere you saw it on the internet probably somewhere?
No, actually.
No? Where you from? You from?
Haiti.
Haiti, Haiti. Okay, so you know you're from. You know what tribe you're from? Don't look, man. Which
No,
one?
I know, Levites.
My man. Yeah, you're a Levite. You know what the Levites were known for? The priests.
Yeah.
That was a very important office, man. All right. So you gotta get yourself together, let your beard grow, man. Get back into that Levitical priesthood look, man.
I got the legacy though. It's a tough road.
Huh? It's a tough road, man. But
I got to discover myself too late.
Okay.
So there are some vices that stay.
Right. You gotta fight those demons. You gotta fight those, man. But you know, the time is short right now because now, you see they're starting war in the Middle East right now with Iran, right?
Yeah.
You know that's in prophecy, right?
Really?
Yeah, that's in prophecy. You know the nuclear missiles are in prophecy? Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. Nothing is new. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me show you something real quick. All right?
No.
This is
So bro,
ask any question you want, man.
Brave, man. Like why are you here alone?
But you know what?
Why are you here alone?
The reason I'm here alone is because the Spirit was on me. The Most High put the Spirit on me to come out here and teach our people because this is what the prophets will be doing at the end time. All right? He would wake up certain men to come and preach that new song, which is the truth, the complete truth of this Bible. All right? And we're trying to teach our people to make sure that they understand it. I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. From the tribe of Benjamin. If you look,
And where is
Jamaica.
Benjamin?
I'm Jamaica. Jamaica is where my family goes back to, you know. So we're brothers. Let me show you this. This is Isaiah 58:1. It says, "Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins." You see, because the reason we're in this condition right now is because of our sins in the first place, right?
Yeah, we're not.
Right? The reason why Haiti's is the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere is because of what? Those sins that they've been doing. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand.
Right?
Yeah,
We're into adultery, we're into...
And they still believe in that system.
Right.
Because I'm not going to lie to you. Remember after the earthquake, there's this pastor or priest called Pastor Robertson?
I know exactly what you're saying.
You know the Haitian got offended by what he said?
But it was true. Right? But it's true.
When you serve, the master that you serve requires blood.
Right. But you see, the thing is this though. The thing where he's wrong at, where he's at fault, is he don't know his own judgment, right? Because no.
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't say he's wrong, but on that part,
no.
he was right.
I'm gonna show you. On that part, he was right. But he doesn't have the right to judge. Really, he's not. You know why he doesn't have the right to judge? No. You know why he doesn't have the right to judge? Because he's an Edomite. Yeah, you know what the Edomites are?
Yeah.
The Most High doesn't deal with Edomites, so they're not in any position to judge. The only ones who could judge are really the Israelites that are in the right state of mind. Those are the ones who
What if an Edomite is awake though? You know, we can be too.
Let me show you something.
I like the way.
Let me show you something. Let me show you something in Habakkuk real quick.
So what do you represent though? Like, so beside you,
let me get one question at a time, brother. You know I'm here by myself. I gotta, one at a time. I'm gonna answer that question when you said, what if an Edomite?
You have that. I like that, man. I think that's a calling, man. So what's the next plan in terms of spirituality? C'est quoi what is quel est le message or le conseil? Je voudrais à quelqu'un maintenant, if I like just like 3 minutes to go to that person, because I'm enjoying the conversation.
Right. This is Habakkuk 2, and this is verse 4. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." So their spirit is not right. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? Yeah. So this is why he can't judge. This is why he's never. There's not going to such thing as an Edomite that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, or an Edomite that's going to get right. There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
On a philosophical level, man, it's.
Okay, which Edomite is right? Which Edomite do you think?
No, man. I just think that there are too many people in the world that don't necessarily. Okay. They're not necessarily bad people.
This is. Well, you're being deceived, then, man. You don't think there's bad people on the earth, man. There's a lot of wicked people.
Don't twist my words. Okay. What I mean is that if you meet an Edomite who listens to you and who says, "Hey, what you say right is right," and then now goes on this path.
So he agrees. That's all, but he still has to get his judgment. The Most High judges nations, right? We went into slavery as a nation. You see what I'm saying? So you're not about to, he's not gonna slide out, because the scripture also says that they shall seek to please the poor, which the poor represents us, the Israelites. You understand what I'm trying to say? So even if they try to do, if they're Democrats, they believe they want to be good with everyone and all this and that, that's just something new. Where was that when we really needed it? You see what I'm trying to say to you?
I guess we're under the prophecy of the curse.
Well, of course, but regardless, you would have somebody to say, "Oh, this is not right."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're lynching. They used to have photographs. They're smiling, and the dead bodies there. That happened all the time. That was
Yeah,
just like a
even
picnic.
recently, even
They used to let kids off at school for that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's not that long ago. Your
How
grandmother.
long have you followed this path?
Okay, hold on. Let me just answer this question real
Yeah.
quick. Never trust thine enemy. This is Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself, though he come down, oh, hey, how you doing, buddy? I love everyone, right? Though he humble himself and go crouching, right? Go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be like unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not altogether been wiped away. Because when you have something that's iron, it always rusts.
Yeah,
Just like when you have an Edomite or your enemy, which is the number one enemy in the Bible, right? No matter what, even though there's another scripture that says they curse inwardly, all right, which means they talk good to you, but they curse inwardly. They do that all the time, bro. There was a guy named James Bird. He thought they were his friends. They thought, oh, they're somebody Edomite friends. They were drinking. At the end of the thing, right, this was somewhere in America, right? At the end of the thing, they took this guy and hung him by his neck by the back of the truck and rode him all around the city till his fucking head popped off, man.
So
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You understand it? I'm saying it like that so you can feel it. You understand?
Sure, man. I see those videos
Good.
every day.
Good.
Listen, buddy. So what's the goal? What is the message you want to tell
The
me
goal-
today?
the-
What is the message you're telling me today? Because you can see we're on the same page. We kind of share the same, beliefs and stuff. So what's the message you want
I'll
me
show
to
you
have
right
today?
now.
And also, do you have like a place you fed like the Union?
No, that
or is
would be
this
here.
only
If you want to learn, you would come out here, and this is where the Most High commanded us to be. But
Hey, buddy.
yeah, this is Ecclesiastes. This is Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, and the 14th verse. And it says, no matter of fact, verse 13, it says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man." We're speaking about the Israelite man.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah, that's true.
"For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil." And that time is coming real soon. Now,
Yeah.
us that we see
We're at the end of the day,
prophecies
man.
are getting a lot faster. They're about to issue the mark of the beast.
The mark of the beast
Which
is
is the
upon us.
microchip.
Buddy, the New World Order
Right?
is upon us. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but
I know.
it's they're about to
The
sign
New World Order
legislation
is
right
here.
now, right?
Yeah.
They had a company recently that just made their employees get the microchip in their hand.
Yeah,
You understand what I'm trying to say? No, in America. In
America.
America, right? One of the states of America. So that's getting closer than you believe, right? So it's going to come to a point where they're going to say, you know what? To hell with this, we're going to have to move a lot faster. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're trying to cut off the internet. And the main reason they're trying to cut off the internet is Umbrella's been knowing that they've been messing with our live streams and things like that, and giving us, stupid warnings and stupid things, right? Right? When you have
on YouTube or something.
yeah, it's for YouTube, but you're not even on the camera.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay, yeah, but it's for YouTube,
Yeah, I like
right?
that.
So what they're gonna
tell
be
me
doing is
where
that
I can find you and
yeah, you
these
can
are
go to
contents and stuff.
GMS Montreal, GMS Montreal, Great
All right,
Millstone.
buddy.
All right, man. So yo, hey
The
man,
Paradox Reality, I'll contact you.
Your
there.
Paradox Reality.
Yeah.
I think it sounds kind of familiar. Are you pretty
I'm
big on
new,
here?
no, I'm new.
You're new.
Yeah.
Okay, it
I'm
sounds
very
kind of
small.
familiar.
Well,
All right,
there are
man.
little names like that. They are Paradox Reality. But
There's
there's
something
nothing
paradox
Paradox
I've heard something.
Yeah.
Let me leave you with this then. This is
Alright.
Revelations 12 and 12, and it says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time." All right, so that's what's about to happen. These elites are about to come down with great wrath. And
Bro,
they're
it's
gonna
already,
start-
it's already here.
No, it's not here. Believe me, when it comes, when you read the second Ezra,
What I
15th
mean-
chapter,
what I
there's
mean
going to
is
be
it's
dead
the
bodies all over
beginning
the
of
street.
No, what I mean is the beginning of the end.
Hmm?
Right now, it's the beginning of
it's
the
the
end.
beginning.
That's what I
It's
mean, like,
it's the
it's already
beginning.
here, you
It's the
know?
beginning. It's the
The
beginning.
beginning of the end.
But when it really pops off, you'll know, because at that point,
And you
you're
don't
gonna
want
feel
to get-
hopeless. Unless Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is on your side, unless you've been doing the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, there's not going to be any hope for you.
That's the name of.
That's the name of the Most High. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh in the ancient Hebrew.
Yeah.
All right? It's Yahweh.
That's the one
all right,
I know.
which means he
Let's say
is,
it
he
again.
exists. Yahweh.
Okay.
He is or he exists.
Okay.
And then his son's name is Yahweh Shai. All right,
Oh.
which means he is the deliverer. All right? And those are the most important names that you can have.
But
because
it's
without
like
that,
Arabic
that's
name.
Hebrew.
Hebrew.
Right? Because the
Yeah, that's
Israelites
a
were
good
Hebrew.
question. Sorry.
That's all good. It's all good, man. Hey, listen, man. When you're learning, as long as you come in, you want to learn, man. It's all good, man. You don't come with
Alright,
sincerity.
so this is where I find you, man. Sometimes, like
This is where every Saturday, man.
I'll be,
Every Saturday I'm out here, man.
this summer.
Hold on,
yeah,
hold on.
and I know I'll come down.
You know what?
with my
I
wife and
really
stuff.
want to touch a nerve with this one, man. This one I really want to make you feel this one here,
Well,
because this is for you
You
particularly.
can see we're on the same page.
This is what
Yeah. Okay.
I see what you're saying. I'm not trying to get on you, brother. I'm just
No,
trying to
okay.
I'm trying to show you something to basically
Okay,
put
okay.
that fire under you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Put,
This is
to further
Proverbs.
my knowledge.
Right,
I
the
respect
further,
that.
right.
I
So you
respect
can
that.
feel more
Okay.
inclined to
Yeah,
get
you're
going. You know what I'm
maturing
trying to
it.
say?
You're maturing
Right,
it.
right.
Thank you.
This
Sorry
is
about that.
Proverbs
Sorry
1.
about
No, it's all
that.
good. This is Proverbs 1:20, and it says, "Wisdom crieth without; she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse." All right, are we not in the streets?
Yeah.
Is this not the chief place of concourse?
Yeah.
Right, because wisdom is known as a woman in the
Uh-huh.
scriptures. All right, and she's
Yeah.
likened unto a woman. All right, so this is what we're out here saying. Right,
Uh-huh.
she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city. She uttereth her words, saying, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge." All right, so this is what I'm saying in a nutshell. All right, and all the brothers out here pushing this word out in truth and sincerity, this is what they're saying in a nutshell. All right, they're saying,
Okay.
"Leave from your simple ways and come back. How long will you love simplicity?" Right. So it's going to get into it. All right, and it says, "Turn you at my reproof." All right, "Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make my words known unto you." So the Most High is making His words known unto you right now. All right, through us, because He always does that through men.
Okay.
Every kingdom there was, they always had people doing what we're doing out there on the streets,
Yeah.
in the place of concourse. Every single kingdom, from Egypt all the way to Egypt. Who was it? It was Moses, right?
Yeah, at the time.
That was right.
At the time.
All the way to Babylon, to Persia, to all that, right? Well, you don't believe it?
No, it's
Why
not that.
you
It's
gotta-
just that every time I hear the word Egypt, I think of the pyramid, and the pyramid is another.
complex thing.
It's another like. I'm trying to find the expression, but yo, bro, if I stay, I'm gonna talk too much because
No,
we
no,
have
no,
too much to
no,
talk
no,
about.
no, but I'm just
I
gonna
know
finish
that
this up
much
for you. I'm
is
just gonna
not-
finish this up for
But
you.
yeah.
Because-
No, I believe it. I
Right?
believe it. Don't worry. It's
I
just
just
that
want-
the Egypt. Who do you think built the pyramid, man?
We built the pyramids, the Israelites. The Israelites. I know you're probably getting to them aliens, did this and that.
No, I'm not into aliens.
No. But listen, we
Oh,
built
no.
we built the
Come
pyramid.
on, man.
We
If we're on
built
the same
pyramid.
page, you don't think I'm gonna bring in
Because
the aliens?
you know what, and you know what's the
There's
proof that all these people on the sign are Israelites? Because you see, you have the so-called
So-
Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans there. And
So those-
in Mexico, they got those same type of pyramids there.
Let's say the Israelites built the pyramid. How tall were they?
How tall were they? They were taller than we are now. They were definitely taller
What
because
does that mean?
every people decrease in stature. I don't
Okay.
know exactly how tall they were,
No,
but I
but
know they
what do
were
you have in
taller than
mind?
us. I would say about maybe 7-ish feet, 7
My
feet
man.
around there.
So
But
I'm gonna
let me
come
just finish this off.
Bro, I'm gonna come here with my wife.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hopefully, like, do you advertise yourself or
Okay.
something? Like,
No, we just put the word out raw, man, and it's waking up the people. We got brothers in Germany, we got brothers in Africa, we got brothers in the islands, in Haiti. You know, you got brothers
My man.
listening from all around the world.
I mean, right now the black people they're waking. You know,
Absolutely.
they're waking up. Man.
Well, yeah, absolutely, but
And-
not all of them are gonna
and
wake
think-
up though. Not all of them are
Yeah,
gonna
of
wake
course.
up.
Not all, I mean, come
And
on.
just waking up is not enough. Just knowing is not enough, right? Because the scripture says, "Be you doers of the words and not hearers only." Because you're not going to be justified by just knowing. You got to put into action, right?
That's right.
What I'm doing here is
They
a
will
display
judge you
of
by
my
your
faith.
action. That's right. Man.
What we're doing right here is the
But
display
He
of
says
our
that
faith.
what you're doing attracts a lot of blessings. Because when
Absolutely.
you're attracting souls for the Lord,
Absolutely,
this is like
absolutely. Remember the parable about the guy who buried his talent? Right,
my man.
right. That's
How
the
many
truth.
times I gave you?
That's the truth.
I was scared
That's
of
the-
stuff.
right,
No,
right.
You have to
You see it.
multiply.
All right,
Have a
man.
good one, baby.
So that's what it is. Let me continue with this. It says, "Because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But Ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof, right? So Israel doesn't want the reproof of the Most High. You see, they want to, they want to ignore that and do what they want to do, man. So, right? So when judgment hits, right, then they want to call on the Most High. And it says, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge, and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my reproof. They despised all my They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of the fool shall destroy them. Right? All right. So since they didn't want to turn to the Most High, the Most High is not going to turn to them when those things happen to them. You see? And you see how Jake is, man. Jake is kind of like, when they hear this, they kind of want to get out, man, before they hear something that's going to cut them too much, right? When they start to get cut, they want to dip, all right? Same thing as Esau, all right? When they get cut, they want to dip, you know? He was feeling it starting to get cut. He's like, yo, I gotta go. He didn't want to hear the rest of the scripture, you see? But that's how the word is. The word is like a two-edged sword, cutting even to the soul of Sunday, man. All right. And when it says a two-edged sword, it's not speaking about a two-sided sword. It's when you see those ancient movies and they have the swords that go like that on the top, like a triangle. That was what it means when it says a two-edged sword. All right. Certain brothers breaking it down like if it's two-sided, so you can cut yourself. No, that's not what it's speaking about. It's speaking about those ancient swords, man. All right. And that's what it does, man. All right, it cuts the spirit, man. It makes them conflicted. All right, some people can't sleep, some people can't eat behind this truth. So this is more dangerous than a bomb or a gun or anything like that. This is why we don't trust in that. We trust in this. All right. And Jake is gonna know the power of this word, especially when all hell breaks loose, man. They're gonna know the power, man, because they're gonna see there's gonna be all hell breaking loose, dead bodies all over the place. And there's going to be certain men that seem to be exempt from that. All right, and then they're going to be questioning that. They're going to be like, well, what's so special about this particular individual that nothing's happening to him? You see, that's when they're going to want to. That's when they're going to want to wish they had the truth. You see, or wish they learned it. Okay, but it's not their will anyway. This is Ezekiel 9:4. It's Ezekiel 9:4, and it says, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. So the only ones that are going to be delivered from that, like he said at the beginning, the men that sigh and that cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, which is only the brothers you see out here pushing this word, man. All right, because we're speaking against this world, man. You see, and it says, and to the others he said in my hearing, go ye after him through the midst of the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women. But come not near any man upon who is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house, man. You see? So that's not going to affect the elect, but that's going to affect these other people. Right? So they're going to know that there's something, that there was something special about those men. Okay? And that's what we hope to be of that number, right? The 144,000. Okay? Because that number is the most important number on the earth, man. See? And they'll be doing what I'm doing. Like he said, he doesn't have the spirit to come out here. right? The Most High had to put the Spirit on us to come out here and do what we do. Right? That's why he came up. He's like, oh, you're so brave, this and that, this and that. But the scriptures speak about that, man. The boldness of the righteous, man. The boldness of the righteous. And those are those spirits that were coming back in the reincarnation, man. Right? That we were doing this in the ancient world. This is hold up. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Right? Because the Most High has to put the Spirit on you, man. You're not just going to do this out of sincerity unless the Most High put that Spirit on you. Okay? And it takes a special spirit to do this, man. All right? It's not the average man that could do this, man. Wisdom of Solomon, it says, Wisdom of Solomon 5 and verse 1, then shall the righteous stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him. And that's what we're doing, man. We're standing in great boldness and cursing these devils out, man. All right? Telling them where they want their wickedness and what their judgment is. And that's why when he came up, he said what? He said, man, what you're doing is so brave. But to us, it's a part of life. Why? Because the Most High put the Spirit on us, man. Not because we're so great or anything. It's because the Most High put the Spirit on us to do it. You see? If the Most High never put the Spirit on us, we would have never did it. It says, and made no account of his labors, because Esau didn't make an account of our labors, man. It's speaking about the Edomites. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. All right? Excuse me. All right? And a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. All right? So the same men that they seen out there pushing this word out, right, that they thought their end was going to be without honor, those are the men that the Most High are going to glorify, man. All right? You see? And the glorification is going to come, especially starting when all hell breaks loose, man. Because the elect is not going to feel that, man. The elect is going to be chilling. So that's going to be the beginning. But the ultimate glorification is obviously once we're beamed up and we're changed. That's obviously the number one glorification. All right? But part of being glorified is going to start when all hell breaks loose, man. All right? And it says, how is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. Okay, so that's what they're going to say. They're going to say, listen, man, this was a man of the Lord, man, at the end of the day. Okay? Right? Because now they don't even acknowledge us as being the Israelites. Right? When you fill out an application or something, when you describe yourself, they don't give you an option to pick Israelite from the tribe of Judah or Benjamin. Right? They give you the options that they want to categorize you in. Okay? Right? And that goes back to what? The accuser of our brethren. Right? When you look at that word accuser, it's the Greek word kategoreo, which sounds like what? Category. Right? Because these Edomites like to put you jakes in categories, man. All right? Let's get, hold up. Get Isaiah 65 real quick. Isaiah 65. I'll start at verse 12 above. Isaiah 65 and verse... Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, forsake Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. Right? Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. And that's what the majority of the Israelites are doing. They're choosing to do things that are not delighted to the Most High, which is wickedness, man. All right, so the Most High is about to bring judgment on them, man. You see, they're not under the banner of being exempt from judgment. The only ones who are under that banner is what? The elect. Okay? And it says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry up for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. Matter of fact, I think I skipped 13, so I can. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. And that's gonna happen in the time when all hell breaks loose, man. Because when there's gonna be a famine going on, right, like in Venezuela, right, and all type of killing going on, all that, locking down cities and all type of crazy pestilences, that's gonna be missing the men of the Lord. The elect is gonna miss all that, all right, and all these other people are gonna be in the midst of it, right, while the elect is just gonna be walking through that like nothing. Like when you watch the book of Eli, almost. That can be an example, man. All right, because he was kind of moving in the spirit. That's what it was kind of depicting, him moving in the spirit. And that's what the elect is going to be doing. They're going to be moving in the spirit. And the Most High is going to give them bread. He's going to feed them. He's going to clothe them, just like he did to Ezekiel in the time when there was a famine on the land for 3 years. The Most High had a raven bring Ezekiel bread every day. So Ezekiel was eating good every day. Okay, Ezekiel wasn't hungry, man. He was eating good every day, man. All right, unless he decided to go on a fast. See, and he was right by a lake, or I believe it was it was a lake or a river. And he drank up all the water of the river after the 3 years. After the 3 years were up, the river was empty. See, those things happen. So that proves that the Most High takes care of his men. All right, the men that are really serving, man. You see, and it says, "Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name." You see? So the Most High is going to put to death all the 2/3, right? We're speaking about the Israelites, our people, all right? And the heathen don't have a chance anyway, man. So this is really directed to the Israelites. It's not directed to any other nation. Because the Most High is not dealing with any other nation anyway. So the Israelites, right? The Most High is going to destroy 2/3 of them, man. And the 1/3 is going to get through everything clean, man. Right? Lest the Most High chose you to have that lot, you know, to be a martyr, but that's not gonna be the average death. You ain't gonna, you know, go get put to death like the wicked. You're not gonna get that type of death. All right? First of all, you're gonna know it's that time. You're gonna know what time it is when it happens. It's not gonna be a surprise. You're gonna know what time it is. You see? And they're gonna know they did something. They made a mistake through the Spirit. All right? And the Most High has the power, and you're going to be the first on the chariot, but the Most High has the power to raise you up right there and then. All right? So either way, there's going to be a victory for his chosen. They're going to know at that time that who his chosen are. That's for sure. All right? Because even when they interviewed Nat Turner before they killed him, they interviewed him and they called him the prophet. All right? And that was the reason they never interviewed no slave before they killed him. But that was unheard of. They did that to Nat Turner because they looked at him as being a man of the Lord almost. You see? They said, yo, this man has to be a prophet or something. Okay? And when they put him to death, when they ultimately put him to death, those Edomites would usually be smiling. You see these crackers in the picture smiling, you know? But in that point in time, and that when he was put to death, they were all sorrowful, man. Why? Because they knew they did something wrong. They knew something was wrong. They knew they were gonna have to pay for that. You see, but these dumb Edomites did it anyway. Show you how stupid Esau is, man. Okay? If they had any sense, they would have protested that day. You see? But nah, man. Esau did what the Most High put in their spirit to do, and they felt, oh man, they felt like, oh shoot, we did a mistake, man. We made a mistake, right? Just like when what's his name? What's his name? It wasn't Antiochus, was it? I don't believe it was Antiochus. It was the man who put the five brothers to death, the five Maccabees brothers to death. All right. Those people, they knew they were doing wrong. They knew that they were gonna have to pay for that, man. They knew it, man. They knew that there was a mistake being done, man. All right. And they marveled at the way they took the pain, because the Most High put it in their spirit and they didn't feel nothing, man. It wasn't an average death. It really, an average person would have been screaming and crying and this. And these were young men. One of them was a boy, but I think a couple of them were boys. But the Most High put that heavy spirit on them to take that punishment and not feel no pain, man, through the spirit. They didn't feel that pain. They were too much in the spirit, you see. And they marveled at that. They looked, they said, damn, how are they taking this? How are we chopping off their hands, chopping off their tongue? And they're not screaming or anything. Right? They boiled them alive and all that. Right? So like I said, man, any death of the man of the Lord, a true man of the Lord is gonna be different, man. It's gonna be exemplary. It's gonna be an example, excuse me. Alright? It's not gonna be just any regular death, man. So regardless, at the end of the day, we're gonna win, man. Alright? Let me get Zechariah 13 and 8. Zechariah 13 verse 8. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein, and I will bring the third part through the fire. Right? So the third part represents what? The 1/3, the elect. 2/3 are going to be burnt up in the fire. All right, but the 1/3 is going to come through the fire. You see? And it says, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power, man. All right, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is my power. And that's what the elect is going to say. Okay? The elect is going to glorify the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua at the end of the day. All right? Because that's what it's all about. You see, it's all about the glorification of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because we can't do nothing on our own, man. Right? The reason King David was able to take out Goliath, man, as a boy with that stone, was only because the Most High was with him, man. And he had confidence in that, man. All right? So that gave him power. Right? And that's the same thing that gives us power, is the fact that we know that the Most High is our power, man. We know that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is